Hello, I'm the Hood Trucker, and this is the Hood Trucker News. Breaking story: Donald Trump is a regular citizen. That dude went into court and was trying to get that immunity. Got y'all thinking that he really mean what he say when he said we ain't gonna have a country or something if you can't allow the president to have full immunity. When was that ever a problem before? But he got y'all really thinking. He got y'all really thinking that he want to do something for the country. So okay, and before I get started, let me just say, uh, uh, let me just put this link in there because we had some tech issues. We're just gonna drop this in here. We're gonna skip all the other stuff. Uh, Welcome to the show. Hit that like button. You know what I mean? Yeah, that I mean. Hit that like button. Hit subscribe. Uh, Join the membership so you support the channel. So we don't have to be like Donald Trump and get millions from foreign entities to stay on. And also drop the link. So if you got something to say, you can go ahead and come in and say what you got to say. So, uh, Midas Touch, I watch them because they compile some clips that I like to do. I mean I'm a truck driver, I'm a blue collar guy, I'm out here working, and I do this, so I don't really have a lot of time to get compiling and all that stuff. So I let them do that, and so we give them a shout out. Midas Touch Network, they got like 2 million subscribers or something. Go check the video out. It's awesome. We probably have the same opinion about a lot of stuff, Midas Touch and the Hood Trucker News, and so we have a little different spin, a little different take on it, right? So yes, the court ruled. It actually called him Citizen Trump. Said that he's a regular citizen. He don't deserve any immunity past his presidency. Which why a president wouldn't have limited immunity. I mean, why that's not enough, because like his lawyer was trying to argue was that he should be able to tell SEAL Team 6 to go and knock off, one of his political rivals, and that should be okay. Like he shouldn't be prosecuted for that. That's the kind of immunity that Donald Trump wants. Why you would need that type of immunity or be asking for something like that would kind of signal what you got planned. Like what you got planned, homie? Like why you need all that immunity like that? Huh? Huh? So yeah, so it was crazy. A lot of stuff happened in the aftermath, which you're gonna look at. The the uh the House, what's that guy? Matt Gates, Gwen Stefani, or whatever her name is, whatever something Stefani. I want to say Gwen. It's not Gwen, but it's the other Stefani from New York. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Who else? Mike Johnson. I mean, they're all a bunch of clowns. Uh, so there's a lot of stuff in the news. So so we're gonna try to get to it as much as we can. So okay, so they ruled it no immunity, right? And then the House tried to impeach the the border guy, right, for not high crimes and misdemeanors, but because they didn't agree with how he's running the border down there. They wanted to impeach him for that. I don't know what the high crime and misdemeanor was. I don't think they even know, but it kind of looks like they're just grasping at straws. They're not passing no bills. And here's the thing: they won't let the border bill come in so they can vote on it, but they'll do that impeachment deal that they don't have the votes for because obviously he didn't get impeached, right? And then they try to blame it. Oh, it was a sick dude. It was a Democrat dude. He was in the hospital or something. One of them dudes, right? And because he got out of the hospital and voted, Marjorie Taylor Greene will accuse Democrats of being sneaky and said that because they counted on him being in the hospital, that made the impeachment fail. Come on, man. So one vote gonna make it so the impeachment don't go through? Come on, dude. Like, I mean, the stuff they say is so ridiculous that I don't know which came first: the ridiculousness of the party or the ridiculousness of the people in the party, meaning the leaders or the non-leaders. Because some of the comments that I get, I do a lot of videos and I'm talking about Donald Trump, right? Some of the comments are so outrageously stupid, outrageously nonsensical, that I can see why somebody like a Marjorie Taylor Greene or a Matt Gaetz can do all this theater and y'all believe it. It's incredible. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. It's amazing how you guys could cry and whine and the B word we can't say because we don't have no cussing, but about the economy. Yet you send 50 million, $60 million to this billionaire. If you send money to a billionaire, first of all, what kind of sense does that make? He's not using it for the campaign. He's using it for his legal bills. What kind of sense does that make? That'll make no sense whatsoever. That somebody, I mean, that's the same thing with the church tithes, right? You barely struggling to make it, you gonna get a church something. Me personally, look at this guy. Me personally, I don't understand. I don't understand why you could be trying to decide whether or not you're gonna put gas in your car and put food on the table, and you is giving the church money. Like this guy. This guy probably do that. He probably go race down to the church and give him some money, right? Just like he racing down to Donald Trump's coffers and sending him money and doing whatever because this guy. So anyway, like I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by this guy. uh, yeah. So you got these, and then they're gonna say that if you saying that Donald Trump is an insurrectionist, that you're a liar. Like you're going to okay. Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I don't know if I have the clip. I don't know if it's included in this or not, but I know I've seen it, right? Marjorie Taylor Greene is on there saying, shame on you for calling Donald Trump a insurrectionist. Shame on you. You're a liar, all this. And then meanwhile, you got video of people turning American flags into swords. What was it? 3 or 5 people got killed that day. They're supposed to be the law and order party, but it's not law. I mean, it's still law and order if you go down and storm the Capitol. And then the president, who was still the president at the time, is telling people to come down to D.C. on January 6th. Is going to be wild. He's saying that you can't take your country back. Take your country back from who? Number one, but you can't take it back with weakness. Is you got to be with strength. He knows that y'all is like silly, because look, as soon as there's a verdict, like for example, Fonnie Willis gets so many death threats right now. A lot of the judges, they posting their personal information, but you claim that this is all a plot by the Democrats, yet y'all sending people out, or y'all with the rhetoric, y'all riling people up to go and on their own accord, target the people that's trying to do the law and order type of thing. Like they went to court and they said that Donald Trump is just a regular citizen, right? I'm waiting for the aftermath of that from the supporters. They just arrested a dude with an AK-47 suppressor or something like that because he wanted to go down to the border and wreak havoc down there. They arrested him. He's looking at 10 years, right? They caught it before it happened, but he's looking at 10 years. They just on a side note, they just got the mother of that shooter for manslaughter or something like that. Like they're not playing right now. They're not playing. And then, but you want to say it's political, all this kind of stuff. Could it possibly be that Donald Trump is a criminal? Right? Could it possibly be that the chickens is coming home to roost? And could it possibly be this karma for him running that ad about the Central Park Five? That he ran that ad before any trial, before anything? He ran that ad. Could it be karma for him when he's doing his rally, he's running against Hillary Clinton? That when he went to his rallies, one of the slogans was "Lock her up." Could that be karma? Because now they not doing it at the rallies. They're talking about it in court about locking you up. Hillary Clinton never had a mugshot. You got a mugshot, homie. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. But okay. A criminal is going to always claim that he's innocent. So I don't necessarily blame Donald Trump for that, right? I don't blame him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what you gonna do? Tell yourself? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't blame him for that. Like, I wouldn't expect anybody to just go in there and say, "Hey, I did it," whatever. Like, you could be a stand-up dude and do that, but nobody hardly ever does, right? So I don't expect Donald Trump to do that. But what's crazy though is how the supporters can't even understand or can't fathom the possibility that Trump is lying. Okay, look, they said one of the authors of the border bill, right? Langford from Oklahoma. Republicans appointed him to go in there and work out a deal. This the guy they appointed to go in there and work the deal, right? He goes in there, works the deal, comes back, say, "I got an awesome deal." Oh, Donald Trump's running for president. We forgot. Dang it. So he goes in there, does the deal, comes back, presents the deal, and here Mike Johnson said it's dead on arrival. This the guy that they appointed to go in there and negotiate the deal with another Democrat and an independent. Right? Donald Trump got y'all believing that the deal is bad. Right? Oh, it's a bad deal. A Republican authored it. A Republican that they assigned to go author the deal, to go negotiate the deal. They sent that guy in there. He's proud of what he came back with. This is the Republican from Oklahoma. He's proud of what he came back with. But y'all bystanders and Trump supporters and Trumpettes and whatever we want to call them, MAGAites or whatever, y'all say it's a bad deal. Now, the guy that authored the deal, the guy that they assigned to go to negotiate the deal, all of that says it's a good deal. He's not a Democrat. Y'all want to blame it on the Democrats? It's Joe Biden? Is this, that, rather? Just spewing out a bunch of stuff that don't make no sense, right? Because if it made any sense, how do you explain the guy from Oklahoma? The guy from Oklahoma, Donald Trump endorsed. He just said the other day he didn't endorse him. He's a bold-faced lie. Donald Trump will lie about who he endorsed. They interviewed Langford on TV. He said, Donald Trump endorsed you. Langford said, yes, he did. Langford is talking about this a good deal. Donald Trump says, I never endorsed him. You're a bold-faced lie. You're a bold-faced lie. Now, if you lie, now this is why when you go to court and if they catch you lying, they throw your whole testimony out. They call it impeaching the witness. If they catch you in a lie, it's perjury in a criminal case. In a civil case, it's not. I mean, it's perjury, but they don't really. I don't. It's different. So they don't. You can't get arrested. I don't think it's still perjury, really, because you lied. Perjury means lie, so it's still perjury. Criminal, you can go to jail. Civil, not necessarily. I don't even think you do. But bottom line is this: if they catch you lying, get that testimony out of here. You're not credible. Okay, so if you lied about who you endorsed, you mean to tell me you don't know? You didn't. You mean to tell me you didn't know? Because there's no excuse. It's a lie, and any other excuse for not saying that you endorsed him is bad. So it's either a lie, or it's dementia, or some kind of cognitive decline. So anything other than yes, I endorsed him, which is the stand-up dude. We all know that Donald Trump's not a stand-up dude, right? Listen, this is a perfect example. This is why I don't support this clown, because he's not a stand-up dude. You running around talking about you grabbing women by the coochie. You falsifying stuff for your loans on your properties. You falsifying it in the other direction, so you have to pay so many taxes. You think this dude's going to tell the truth? Now you're claiming that it's election interference before you claim that it was the election was rigged. But I don't understand why you running for re-election in a system that's rigged. And I don't understand why you just don't leave the country. Like you said that, if you don't like it here, leave. I mean, you have I guess you can't leave now because you got cases, but you can leave. Once you get done with your court cases, you can leave. And why would you listen? If you know that the election is rigged, why would you want to do it again? Why would you want to do it again? What? Because you think you're gonna fix it this time? You're gonna fix it. But here's the thing: you got all these claims that. Now I messed up my video over here talking. Oh, here you go. You got all these claims that the election was stolen, it was rigged, and you got to watch them and it's ballots and this that. But yet, 63 times you took that thing to the courthouse. You took all the complaints to the courthouse. And 63 times you lost, claiming that even the judges that you appointed somehow biased. They don't want to hear it. What you mean they don't want to? You mean to tell me they don't want to hear the truth? The judges that you appointed don't want to hear the truth? That's interesting how that works. But see, this is the thing. He says it, you believe it, because you're idiots. MAGA is a bunch of idiots. Why would you believe? Why would other than being an idiot, what explanation is it to take what he says and run with it? He just lied. Listen, he's a liar. He's a liar. He had to pay $83 million after the first $5 million for a total of $88 million to a woman that he lied about. To a woman he lied about. So he had to pay $83 million because he was lying. He did the thing she sued him for. That was the first 5. And then he went and started lying about her. That's where the 83 come in. He's a liar. They proved that he was a liar in court. Now, when you go to defamation, it's kind of hard to win a defamation lawsuit because you have to prove that not only these people lied, but they knew that they were lying. That's what E. Jean Carroll lawyers did. They proved that he was lying. Yet y'all believe him. And y'all, not only do y'all believe him, y'all send him money. And then y'all make up shit. Look, it's one thing to take what somebody tells you because you're in a cult, right? And you're brainwashed. It's one thing to take what the brainwasher tells you and repeat it, because that's mindless. You don't that doesn't take any thought. But it's quite another thing to just make up something on your own. You have to, you have to fiddle around or something in here, right? Just make it up on your own. Make up your own ridiculous explanations for why they can't pass the border bill and why it's bad and all that. They said I had in the comments they blame it on Biden, like Biden had something to do with it. Okay, Biden might have said I want a border deal or something like that, but he didn't go in there and negotiate nothing. He letting the House and the Senate do that. They picked Langford to go in there and negotiate for the Republicans. Now, you think they're gonna pick Langford, a Republican, a conservative Republican? Do you think they're gonna pick him because they're not going they don't trust him to be a good negotiator? He's representing the entire party in a border negotiation deal. You don't think they just gonna send anybody? Why didn't they send Marjorie Taylor Greene in there? Why didn't they send Matt Gaetz or Ted Cruz or who else? Said Tim Scott? Any of them? Why didn't they send none of them? Why didn't they send none of them? Because they know that Langford is a serious conservative. Serious. That's why he sent them in there. Ted Cruz not serious. Tim Scott not serious. Martin Taylor Greene ain't serious. Matt Gaetz ain't serious. Matter of fact, they didn't reopen the investigation on him, and yet Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gaetz and Johnson, all them house clowns over there. It's a circus in the house, right? They over there because they didn't rule that Trump is a regular citizen. They think that look, it's all a show, but they think. Well, actually, I don't even know what they think. I know. Here, look. I can't. I look. They're politicians. I don't know what they think, but I know that what they probably they know what you think. They know that you're gonna think that whatever they say is true. They know that, right? So I can't say for sure if they know that what they're saying is not true, right? But I know based on their actions that you're gonna believe it though. So they said that they are doing a resolution to put on record that Donald Trump is not an insurrectionist. And that's somehow going to help him in court because the House said that he's not an insurrectionist. Look, they're going to impeach Mayorkas, right? The border chief guy down there, right? They're going to impeach him. Guess what's going to happen when it goes to the Senate? It's going to die. So this is they know that, but it's just a show. They know that you, the MAGA supporter, is going to believe it, right? I had to like I as it was coming out of my mouth, I had to think about it. I mean, like, yeah, I can't. They probably don't because you got to have some type of intelligence to run a campaign and win a campaign. And Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gaetz and Stefanik, I can't remember her first name, but Stefanik from New York, they're politicians. So you got to have some type of intelligence to win. What's the other dude from that got caught lying? I forgot his name, but even he's got some type of level of intelligence to even understand that you guys are going to believe whatever he say. And he literally lied about every single thing in his campaign. He literally lied his way to being elected. Now he's kicked out now, but at least he got there. But that goes to show that y'all will believe anything. He lied about everything, and y'all believed everything. So what makes you think that Donald Trump wouldn't be a liar? I mean, think about it. Who stands to benefit? Donald Trump stands to benefit if the border doesn't get fixed. Because what's he gonna say? You didn't fix the border. It was my border. I had the best border. This what I built the wall. All that. That doesn't register at all. Like you don't think that's possible. I mean, just look at the possibility. Could it be possible he's lying? Could it be possible? Okay, we heard about the call that he called Georgia. Remember he called that. I was on that call, or was that AI? Y'all believe it was AI? Anyway, we heard about the call where he went and called Georgia to get the votes, right? We need 10,000 whatever votes he said. So he made a call. So he does know how to use the phone. You don't think he called Mike Johnson and said kill that bill? You don't think he did that? You don't think Mike Johnson, if he did what he said, that he might could maybe become vice president? Listen, he's got all kinds of cabinet positions that he's gonna hold carrot. You don't think Matt Gaetz want to be in the White House? You don't think Marjorie Taylor Greene want to be in the White House? Stefanik, you don't think? Listen, all them people want to be in the White House. They all want to be in the cabinet, even though what they saw from the first administration. I mean, you had all these people in there, and nine out of 10 of them, 99 times out of 100, they have something bad to say. Scaramucci, remember Scaramucci, who was the speaker for like 10 days or something? He said he's voting for Biden. Scaramucci was his press secretary for like 10, 15 days, something like that, right? He said he voted for Biden. I saw a story where, what is her name? Dang it. His campaign chief, what is her name? Not McEnany. I keep getting McEnany and that other lady mixed up. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Here it is right here. Kellyanne Conway. Kellyanne Conway said that maybe he should pick a person of color for VP, then pretend that race had nothing to do with it. Look, it's right here. Yeah, it's in Vanity Fair. Go look it up. That's what she said. Shiny, too shiny. Okay, there it is. Kellyanne Conway, Trump should pick a person of color for VP, then pretend it has nothing to do with race. And guess who's gonna believe that? All of it. Guess who's gonna believe that? Y'all. Y'all will believe that. You know what I'm saying? If she didn't say the quiet part out loud just now, and she might even you might even believe it after she said it. But that's the thinking. That's the thinking. They're gonna do it for a reason, and then tell you that it's not for that reason. They're gonna kill the bill because it's gonna help Donald Trump in the election. But they're gonna tell you that's not the reason. Listen, you ain't gonna put two and two together. You ain't gonna put two and two together. Kellyanne Conway says Trump should pick a person of color for VP and then pretend it has nothing to do with race. Listen, it's going on before your very eyes. It's going on before your very eyes. Let's kill this bill. Let's blame it on them. And let's say that it's not to benefit Donald Trump. That's exactly what's happening. But you don't even look. This is somebody that was on his staff. Kellyanne Conway, she was the chief something campaign. She ran the campaign, all that. She came out front. She's the one that came up with the term alternative facts, which means lie, and all of that. Right? And because she said alternative fact, oh, you know what? It is alternative facts. It's not a lie. It's just alternative facts. I mean, y'all soak it all up. They know it. That's why she would say that. She said if she was still running his campaign, that she would suggest this. You think that's the only time it's going to happen? Okay, look, we know Donald Trump likes the phone. Mike Johnson, kill that bill. Okay. McConnell, go ahead and kill that. Now, McConnell and Donald Trump don't get along. They don't like each other. Why? McConnell's a serious dude. Like does he play games? He plays political games, right? Political gamesmanship, right? Does he have to like appease you guys, you idiots? Of course he does, right? So he says and does certain things. Lindsey Graham is a perfect example of that. He is so terrified of y'all because idiot power is great in the MAGA movement. Idiot power is like second to none. Like it's second to only David Koresh or Heaven's Gate or Jim Jones or something like that. MAGA is second to none for none of that. A bunch of lunatic, weirdo, contortionists, because you got to contort yourself into believing some of the stuff that goes on, right? So anyway, look, let's listen to this dude, Matt Gaetz, talk about how what he feels like about Donald Trump and the insurrection and stuff. But you know what? Do I want to talk about? Let me see. Let me see if I want to play that. No, that ain't the one I want to play though. Hold on. Okay, let's just do it.
Authoritatively express that President Trump did not commit an insurrection, and we believe Congress has a unique role in making that declaration. It's not the job of the states, and especially not the job of some bureaucrats in Colorado, to make this assessment and interfere with the rights of voters to cast their vote for the candidate of their choice. The very experts who often get on television and talk about securing democracy seem to be the first to want to then remove a candidate from the ballot because they are afraid that he is too popular.
No, that's not what they're afraid of. Donald Trump said he's going to be a dictator on day one. And he said that it's only going to be for a day, but who believes that? That ain't really what I wanted to look. I got the wrong video. I lost the video. Let me see. Dang it. Where's my history at? I don't think that was the one. DC hits. Dang, that wasn't the one. Oh, here it is, right here. I think this is it.
So were the words of the three.
Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Anyway, I had a whole thing pulled up, but I don't want to spend a lot of time trying to find it because I bumped it or something, and I can't find it now. Hold on, one more time. Let's see. Trump is backing Bud Light now. Kid Rock went over there and sprayed AK-47 the Bud Light, and now Trump is backing Bud Light now, right? Incredible. Let's see. Pelosi was talking about how it was pathetic that that they went over there and tried to do the impeachment, and she said, "Look, don't bring that to the table if you don't know you got the votes." Let me see. This is what I'm talking about.
As for the reasons set forth below, defendants respectfully request.
I'm not sure. Let me see. What's the
So after losing his.
No, that ain't it either. I don't know what happened to that video. Let me see if I can find me a word more saying DC circuit hits Trump. Okay, hold on. Nope, that ain't it either. Yeah, I can't find it. Anyway, I gotta get out of here anyway. But what are we gonna do with y'all, man? Is y'all gonna okay, I know woke. First of all, y'all tell me I need to wake up, right? Y'all tell me I need to wake up, I need to do research, all that. Okay, think about it. So you don't think if Trump got 91 cases, what? Okay, let's assume that the 91 cases is not. Oh, let's assume that they are politically motivated, right? Let's assume that they are, right? Trump has it's going to be in the public, right? So you think that the Democrats would, okay, it's going to be the most scrutinized legal. I mean, this is going to be bigger than OJ, right? This is going to be the most scrutinized court case ever, and he's got 4 of them. The most scrutinized court case ever. Even if it's not televised, they got people in there, running back and forth, and they transcribing and all of that, right? The most scrutinized court case ever. You don't think they're gonna find some of that stuff? Excuse me. You don't think they're gonna find the corruption? You think that Joe Biden would risk? Because if he was to do any of the stuff that they claim is going on, right? Once he leaves office, he's subject to criminal prosecution. Guess who's leading the way in that? Donald Trump, right? So here's some of the things I've been noticing, right? Donald Trump been talking about how they let these people get away with that, let these people, but Donald Trump was, he had control of the Department of Justice for a long time. He's the one that that was backing off a lot of the affirmative action and civil rights stuff that the Obama administration was investigating. So he backed off a lot, um, when he was in control. So now that Joe Biden is in office, whether or not he's calling the shots and telling them to prosecute and not prosecute, it's going to be the most heavily scrutinized prosecution in the history of prosecutions. You don't see. Listen, that's why it's taking so long for stuff to happen. They want to make sure that on this case, they might make all kinds of mistakes on any other case, but on this case, they want to make sure that they don't screw this up. Now, Eileen Cannon down in Florida, she don't care because she's making all kinds of ruling on his behalf. She's been overturned by the circuit court for a long time. Hold on, let me tell you this. Go. You're on live.
You're funny.
You're on live.
I'm on live?
Yes, you're on live.
Oh, what are we talking about?
We're talking about Donald Trump and his ridiculousness and the MAGA people, how stupid they are, stuff like that.
Oh, well, I'm in complete agreement with you. All of the above.
Absolutely. So,
absolute idiots.
Yes, absolute idiots. And we were talking about how, did you hear about how Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and that lady from New York, she went over there, or they are over there putting together a resolution in the House of Representatives to somehow say that on official record that Donald Trump is not an insurrectionist, and that may help him in court.
Let me tell you a story. When all of this stuff was going on here in Birmingham,
yeah,
and all the riots and all the walks and all the protests and everything,
yeah,
Ricky Smiley, who's from here, I was at one of the very first protests they had here. He was here, and there was someone from his show, another comedian that was here.
Yeah,
and he was arrested after the next day because he said that there was a statue that he was not saying that we should or should not go to, and that we should or should not do anything to, and that there was, places all over the city where there were, monuments and certain things. Anyway, they arrested him the next day for inciting a riot. So if that's all he did, is my point, and got arrested, yeah, somebody speaking up for Donald Trump that's in the party is going to help him.
Yes. Well,
not
here's the
go
thing.
To jail, not be arrested, not be indicted. Okay.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. So a lot of stuff kind of happened today. You remember Kellyanne Conway? She was the campaign manager. I can't remember if she was his press secretary or something, but she was, in the like right hand woman, right? Mm-hmm. She said that he should. She doesn't have anything to do with the campaign now, but she did an op-ed in the New York Times or the Washington Post, one of those two, and she said that Donald Trump should appoint vice president a person of color, right, and then claim that it had nothing to do with race. She did an op-ed and said that, and then um, uh, Trump goes and says that the border bill is a terrible bill, right? So, but before that, they appointed this dude from Oklahoma. He's like one of the most conservatives of the Republican Party. He's a senator from Oklahoma. They sent him in there for a reason. He went in there and was proud to come back with all the negotiations. I think it was a Democrat and an independent. They went and negotiated the bill. It's got all kinds of stuff in there, even to the point where they got more flights to get people out of here. They stopped catch and release, and they can shut the border down whenever they want to if they feel like it's too many people coming in. So came back, said, "Okay, I'm proud of this." So Trump's right-hand guy, who's the Speaker of the House, said, "We not even going to see it. It's dead on arrival." And so now the McConnell, the minority leader of the Senate, is basically saying it's going to be dead there too. Now they're saying it's because of a bad bill. They got all the stuff they wanted. They sent the guy in there to do it. He came back with it, and they say it's a bad deal, and they want us to believe that it had nothing to do with benefiting Donald Trump in the election.
And who started the whole border thing?
Well, it's a border issue. Well, it's the Republicans. They Republicans talk about fentanyl coming through. They got all these different excuses or reasons why they want to do something with the border, because that's a hot political topic that gets people riled up. So they want to use that. If it gets fixed, then they can't use it. That's why they don't want to fix it now. They want to wait till Donald Trump's in office, right? But under the direction of Donald Trump, because as we know, Donald Trump does make phone calls. They called the guy in Georgia, and that's why he got the case in Georgia right now. Called the guy on the phone and said, "Hey, we just need to find this or that." So it's not like he can't call the Speaker of the House and tell him to shut that down, because it takes the House and the Senate to pass the bill. If there's no House vote, you can't have a bill, you can't have a law, none of that. So, but Kellyanne Conway spoke the quiet part out loud and said, "Go ahead and nominate a person of color to your vice president, and then don't say it's about race. Just like go ahead and kill that bill, and we'll say that it's not going to benefit Donald Trump."
First of all, I mean, that doesn't even make any legitimate sense, because she said it out loud, and she said to do it purposefully. So do it on purpose. I'm saying it out loud to do it on purpose, and then don't claim that it was on purpose. That's the first thing. And let's just be clear that that's exactly what Joe Biden did in the first place, and he put Ms. Harris in there, and look at her track record before coming in, and how many people's civil rights she violated. I mean, like, none of this makes any sense. At what point do the idiot people who follow this nonsense, not you idiot people, the people that follow Trump, at what point do they realize that this is all a distraction to, like, our basic civil right liberties as American people? Like, last time I checked, we were the people, not them.
Yeah. But
we're making it about them when it's really about us. Like, what's our basic civil rights? What are being violated? And they're out here talking about, hey, Trump, elect somebody of color, and come on. I just don't even, how can you be that brainwashed that you don't understand or see what's actually happening? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, the people that do understand that are the ones that perpetrate that stuff, right? So, of course, Joe Biden chose Kamala Harris to be his vice president, because he knows that Black women are a large part of the Democratic voting bloc. Of course he did. Absolutely. So, but he can't say that. But right,
exactly.
But see, political people, they understand that this is all like chess. This is like, it's not even really three dimensional. Sometimes it's even checkers. But they know the game that they're playing, and they know the maneuvers. That's why when they do something, the opposition automatically knows what they're doing. Like if you're playing chess against somebody, you make a move, you know why they do that move, and so you counter that with something else. These are professionals, but they also know that there are people in the world that'll take, because they're in a position of power, or prominence or whatever. They'll take whatever you say as gospel and run with it, and even add on some of their own uh, uh, sauces and spices on top of the lie to spice it up. I'm seeing that in the comments now, like just coming up with. I mean, they're contorting themselves to try to come up with an excuse to why Donald Trump is.
Statement?
Huh?
To justify? Are they coming up with excuses for what? To justify what's being said?
Yeah. So like when they say the border bill, they say the border bill, like somebody didn't even know that Chuck Schumer was a senator, and they said it was his fault that he didn't bring a vote to the House. So I mean, it's just like people just be talking like they know what they're talking about, and they don't know nothing about what they're talking about. Like I get that. Like people tell me, like even some of the people I work for, they want to tell me about driving a truck, and you know absolutely nothing about driving a truck. You might know how to run a business, or in the trucking business, but you know absolutely nothing about driving a truck. So you know, if you have any type of common sense and understand that politics is exactly what it is, politics, and they understand that pandering and showmanship and all of that gets people riled up, red meat and all of that. That's why they do it. If you understand that, then you understand why a lot of these people do what they do.
Right. I mean, it's just a distraction at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's still all just a distraction. And you know how I feel. Right wing, left wing, all the same bird.
Yep.
So
yes.
At the end of the day, it's almost impossible. And I just don't understand. I do, but I don't. I just don't understand the brainwashing part. And I have no right. I'm one of the people who doesn't know. I mean, you already know this. I'm one of the people who doesn't know. I'm not into politics. I don't watch politics. I don't want. The most I know about politics has come from you, and I'm just being honest. So I don't. But in not speaking, that's why I speak the way that I spoke on it. It's like I'm not necessarily speaking about politics, but I am speaking about like the verbiage that they're doing and the distractions that they're doing, and that what's really going on. I don't know the ins and outs of who's doing what and why, but I do know that it has nothing to do with the fact that America is in the situation that it is financially, economically, and otherwise. There's no, you know what I'm saying? Like this is all just for us to forget that how expensive everything is and how inaffordable it is to live in the United States at this point and stuff. You know, I mean, like there's so many other issues that need to be talked about, and here you are on here daily battling against these. You know, I don't even know what words to use for them that support Trump.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care what color they are. If they support Trump, like they can get off my page, they can get off my phone, they can get out of my comments, they can just like not even be anywhere near anything that I got going on. Like it doesn't make any sense to me how they can move around the way that they do and call themselves supporters and be part of We the People. You seen that movie Stepford Wives ever?
No.
So it's a community and people would move there and then they would like make all the women, eventually all the women would like change their hair color to blonde, and they all had to get contacts that have blue eyes. They would all wear these similar outfits, just different colors, and they would all do the same things and act the same way and say the same stuff. That's how Trump supporters are.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, most of the women look that way. They're blonde hair, blue eyed, and Christian zealots.
Yeah.
And they're the main ones up front screaming like he's like they're what do they call the people that follow up bands and stuff?
Groupies?
Yeah.
Groupies.
Yes, they're like groupies. Like they're more like groupies. Like he's a rock star instead of the fact that maybe JFK, but he at least was good looking. You know what I mean?
They said Trump stinks too. They say he got a stench. They said Trump is stinking. He just stinking.
every time I see a picture of him or anything, I literally curl up my face like, ugh. Like,
that's how Melania Trump doing right now. Because they was talking about the other day, they had to do those federal filings, and they found out that Donald Trump paid $20,000 to a non-union union hall or facility, and had them walking around with union members for Trump signs. Gave him $20,000, and then they found out that Melania Trump gave a stylist $386,000, and she ain't even been seen in public with him. And he campaigning and going to court and all that. She ain't nowhere to be found. When the last time you seen her?
I mean, you know me, I haven't seen her ever. So.
And neither is anybody else. But you know what? A lot of people are like you, especially like right now. They got jobs and you go to work and whatever, and they worried about all this other stuff, except for politics, until it comes really like they say like really like the last month before the election, and then people start getting interested. But most people are like you, and they don't have time or don't want to listen to all the nonsense, because it's to me it's like a soap opera, right?
Yes.
Because there's a lot of game playing, there's a lot of pandering, a lot of stuff like a lot of stuff that's being done is specifically because they know that their people will believe anything.
Of course, absolutely, and they're keeping them focused on that particular thing. Like, does I bet you there is no one that is watching your show or that is on here now. I can't see because I just called.
Yeah.
I was going to be on live. But welcome to the party. Thanks for telling me. But there was a whole big stink about when Donald Trump was in office about him doing like this mass deportation of people.
Yeah.
And I'm just speaking on specifically one. He was not the only one, but he was one. There was I believe that he was in his late 40s, early 50s. He was married. He had several children. He had retired from the military, but I don't know how this happened. I don't know what happened. It doesn't make any sense to me, but he served in the services here in the United States. And there's a picture of him standing with his wife at the airport because he was being deported back to Mexico for some ungodly reason. He wasn't the only one. There was a mass deportation at the time. And this is my point to the distraction. Everybody was losing their mind, as well they should. Like, if someone served our country and retired from our military services, how do you deport them? You know what I mean? Or maybe it was the wife who served, and whatever it was, there was a connection with the retirement, right?
Yeah.
All that week when he was doing the mass deportation, what no one knew about was that he was citizenizing his wife's mother and father.
Yes.
That all happened at the same time.
Absolutely.
But everybody was so distracted by the mass deportation that they did. And that's what he does. As far as I'm concerned, Donald Trump creates distractions that are important distractions. It is important to know that this man and this family were being torn apart by his mass deportation. It was so important, right? But it was more important to know what he was doing behind the scenes. Just like it's more important, the reason that I think personally that he didn't show his federal tax returns and all that wasn't about how much money he made or lost. He didn't want anyone to see where his money was invested. Yeah. What countries his money was invested in. And this is more to it. Like, he doesn't want to, he's saying all this stuff about the $20,000 union thing. Yes, it's absolutely whatever. But again, it's a distraction to the rest of his financial shit that's going on. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just what he does. It's how he moves around. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry. I don't know if I could say this, but he's a clown. And he's putting on a freaking birthday party show for everybody. And all of the little kids that are at the party are going, ooh, it's a clown. And he's got pretty colors and he's got pretty balloons. And meanwhile, he's going around back bending over all the moms at the birthday party without any Vaseline and, smoking some meth or something. Like, it's just that extreme. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And he knows that he can do all of that. Like, for example, when I say I've been saying pretty frequently here the last few days that like this is the same dude that said he would grab a woman by the coochie, right? Now, people will say he didn't say that. Now, I don't know, and I probably should ask. Are you saying that he didn't say exactly what I said? Because I'm trying to keep it PG for the channel, and I say coochie instead of what he actually said. So are you saying that? But what I'm saying is just the fact that you would say that. Then they say it's locker room talk, all that stuff, and then if it comes from a Trump side, right? You give it a benefit of the doubt. Oh, you can't say he's this or that because there's been no prosecution and he has the right of a due process and all that. But people don't bring up or don't want to bring up, for whatever reason, the fact that he put out that full page ad in the New York Times about the Central Park Five that hadn't even started a court case, let alone finished one. And he said they should be executed. And come to find out, they found out later years that they weren't even guilty. They were being interrogated without the parents, and then they end up confessing. And there's a thing where there's why you can't interrogate a minor without his parents, because a minor can just admit to anything.
Right.
And later on, all of them is out of jail.
Exactly. Right.
So
I mean, again,
so that the hypocrisy, because he wants everything bad to happen to you and nothing bad to happen to him, even though he's committing all kinds of crimes.
I mean, he literally is committing crimes. I mean, like actual full-fledged on crimes. And I am, again, the fact that I'm on your show is crazy to me because I have no right saying anything. But, I'm not for or against. Well, I'm not for anybody. Yeah. I am against Trump. I will say that I'm not for anybody, but I am against Trump.
Yeah.
But the bottom line, and I say that to say this: I'm not, and we all know this to be true. Here's the thing too. Let me go back. Let me step back because I want to say this. So it would be one thing, okay, if there was one thing in specifically that we were talking about, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But what we are talking about is multiple crimes. So when you put all of this together, right, we're not talking about one thing.
Yeah.
We're talking about numerous crimes that he has committed, which makes him a criminal. If one person commits a crime and it's one crime and that's all they did, and they're indicted and they have charges and they go through due process and blah, 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 whatever. Okay. And whatever the outcome is, that doesn't mean necessarily that person is a criminal. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But Donald Trump is a criminal. He's an actual criminal who repeatedly and constantly commits crimes, blatant crimes, and then crimes that, we can see, civil rights crimes, it's endless, the things that he does. They're federal crimes, they're misdemeanors, they're felonies, and again, you're not talking about one thing. You're not saying that this president did one thing and we're looking into it and we need to see what's wrong, and I know she wasn't president. I'm not that naive, but like Hillary Clinton and the email things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wasn't that her with the emails?
Yeah.
Okay, so she sent some emails from her private email. It was a big deal, and they went through it and all that. And that's one thing. She's not a criminal, right? And maybe she is, but
yeah.
But we're talking about a man who continually commits crimes. Not only does he commit crimes now, he has committed multiple crimes in office.
Yes.
As our president of the United States. We are the people. We the people. That's us.
Yeah.
And he's committing crimes against us. And the fact that there are people, and it's funny because it's not hypocritical, because at the end of the day, the same people that support him are the same people that support civil rights and justice and hate crimes and, crimes against actual people and support systemic racism are part of this whole thing. Like, they're the same people. So it's not like you're going, oh, we're so hypocritical. No, we're not. The people that follow him and what he does are exactly how we operate, you know what I mean, in this country. And they're just, all he's doing is exposing the people, your next door neighbor.
And then a lot of times people politically support that like-minded people. Like, if you're a liar, you're probably gonna like Trump because Trump just said, like, the one of the guys, the senator that they sent in there to do the border deal, Trump endorsed him, right? So the guy that he endorsed, they sent him in to do the border deal, came back, says this is a good bill, all of that, and then he's talking about how Trump is trying to kill the bill, so that he can use that the topic to help him get elected, right? So now Trump doesn't like him, and he says he never endorsed him. Well, he tweeted it, and it's like he just lies, and people will believe it, even though there's proof that he lied. And they still believe. Oh no, it was something else. I don't know what they're gonna, like, how they're gonna contort themselves, or even they'll even address it. Him lying about endorsing Langford, the guy that made the bill that said it's a good bill, but Donald Trump says it's not a good bill. I don't know how they're gonna justify that and say it's not a lie. Then you got his past campaign manager saying that he should elect or nominate a vice president of color, and then say it's not. Yeah. So did she just come up with that tactic, or is that coming from a seasoned? You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't never. Are you gonna say that you ain't never did nothing like that before? Like, do something for a reason and then claim it's not for that reason? Are you going to say that this is all brand new and it only just popped in her head just here recently? Give me a break.
I mean, hasn't he been doing that all along?
Absolutely.
Like, she just made it public. I mean, here, let's be real. And I don't. Again, at your channel, I'm not trying to, whatever. But you already know how I feel about this, so I'm about to say this.
Yeah.
The fact that as far as I'm concerned, every single person of color that he has put in place was absolute. Well, I don't think he's smart enough to play chess, but it was a move.
Yeah.
It was a chess move.
Yeah.
I mean, he brainwashed people to say and do, black people, black folks, who he is adamantly opposed. You know what I mean? Like, it's adamant that it's apparent that he is racist.
Yeah.
You ain't going to tell me otherwise. And I've had people come at me like, oh, I need proof. I don't need proof. Like, watch TV. Like, watch any channel.
Yeah.
Go back and listen to his live stuff and the things that he actually says.
Yeah.
And then look at the people that follow him. Yes, there's 100,000, like, I'm just using this number, white women out front or whatever, but there might be, 2 or 3 black women that are thrown in there or whatnot. But the reality is that is not his following. And the people that he has following him, they don't consider him a racist because they're racist.
Yeah.
So no one's going to hold themselves accountable for the things that they're doing. He's been doing this since day one. I can assure you, if it was up to him, he wouldn't break bread at a black man's house if it was up to him. I promise you that.
Not unless it was some money involved, because there are people in his past that are black, but I think what a lot of people get, like, misconstrued is that you can be racist, but if there's money involved, you can tolerate them.
Well, tolerance and racism are two different things. And at the end of the day, and I say this all the time, but people say this to me all the time, they say, I know some good white folks. And I'm like, I'm sure that you do. But just because let's just say, for the sake of conversation, let's say Donald Trump likes this one black person and he went to dinner with him, that don't mean he liked black folks.
Yeah.
That means he liked that person.
And see, another thing is,
he likes all black people.
Yeah, another thing is, like, I have this thumbnail that I did for live yesterday, and it had these black men that was hanging out outside of a car with a sign that says "Blacks for Trump." Now, if you got to say specifically blacks for Trump, that means there's not a whole lot of black people. Because otherwise, why would you do that?
First of all, come on. listen, I don't know if I can say that. Well, I would have definitely thrown rocks at them. I'm not a violent person. I'm really peaceful. I'm really kind, but I would have thrown rocks because, and I've had I've had a couple guys try to holler at me and then start with the Trump stuff, and I'll be like, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not gonna fly. Like, oh, you're gonna judge me? I absolutely, positively, 100%. I am not judging you, but I am holding your character at a level that I need. No, absolutely not. And I don't even know if they really are for Trump. Like, what does that even mean for a person of color? Any color. Yeah. Any color. Exactly. Because he is not just racist against black folks. I just happen to be, my standpoint. But any person of color, any person that has any melanation in their skin, he is not for them. He's not going to fight for them. He's not going to live for them. He's not going to pass laws for them. That's never going to be the case. Yeah. And so what the sign should have said was, these 3 black men are for Trump, is what it should have said. Because I do run across black folks that are for Trump, but it is very few and far between. I mean, very few and far between.
And I don't know if you remember, like, there was a pastor, like, when right around the I think it was the re-election campaign for Trump. So it was 2020. There was a pastor, it was a black pastor, and he was catching a lot of flack because he was a Trump supporter. I just saw a video today that was relatively new within the last day or two that I'm not sure who Charlie Kirk is, but Charlie Kirk is he's a Republican, and he's a Trump supporter, and he spews a lot of racist stuff. And so he was saying, the black pastor was saying that he might have to reconsider his support because it was already hard enough to explain to black people why he's a Trump supporter, but when you add in Charlie Kirk and some of these other guys that be spewing racist stuff, it's even harder. So, and I mean, I don't get it at all. Like, why? Okay, let's say, for example, that you voting for him because of the economy was supposedly better. It's better now, and the numbers have come out, and wages are up, and production is up. Everything that unemployment is at a 50-year low. All of that, and you vote. That's old talking points for some excuse as to why you want to vote for Trump. But a lot of times when people get called out on their erroneous information, they just stick their head in the sand. They say, I don't care, I'm voting for Trump.
I mean, and I just found this because I wanted to look up the pastor. I look up everything when I start talking to you, and you start telling me shit I don't know. Stuff I don't know. Sorry, stuff I don't know. And it was saying, and what about him calling Maxine Waters names and saying she had a low IQ? Yeah. He berated a sports journalist, Jamel Hill. Yep. He didn't condemn the white racists in Charlottesville. Nope. Said he hired numerous folks in his administration with racial animus. Sure. And for those of you who don't know what animus is, it means like with malice or something like that. Yeah. I don't want to say malice. That's not a great word. Hostility or ill feelings. Yeah. Didn't want to. Like you mentioned, he doubled down on the guilt of the Central Park Five. Yep. And all minority men which were all, like you said, exonerated. He refused to apologize for the birthism and the attacks on the citizenship of Barack Obama, which nobody even brings that up anymore. Yes. Nobody even brings that up anymore. Yeah. He called a LeBron James dumb after an interview. Yeah. I mean, the list goes on. And again, we're not talking about one thing. And was it Reverend John Ponder, maybe? There was a bunch of pastors that were following him. I think that was Ponder. Ponder's, I think, the guys is I've talked about. Ponder. I think Reverend Van Moody, Bishop Kyle Searcy. Apparently, he pulled a whole bunch of pastors into his whole, again, maybe he's hiring them. Yeah. Maybe he's saying, maybe that's why we don't want to see it, because all these pastors have, great contributions to his church, and they just say, get up here. We're very grateful for your heart towards criminal justice reform. Yeah. Get out of here. Get out of here. Come on. And again, we're not talking about one thing. We're talking about a slew of things, which means that the man is a criminal.
Oh, you know, somebody told me.
Crime, he's a criminal.
Somebody told me that Trump's not racist because he got what's that rapper name?
Out of jail.
Yeah.
The people, they said he's not racist because of the people that he what is it?
Kodak Black, and couple of, I think it was the what's that guy that started Death Row? I forget his name.
I mean, you asked the wrong person. I have no idea.
What is his name? I think he got out of jail behind that too. But there was a couple of people, and because of that, listen, listen, Kodak Black, you gonna get Kodak Black out of jail? You know that was a payment. They paid that.
I mean, I don't know anything. I don't even know why the guy was in jail. But in the midst of all that, and again, they're talking about it's a distraction because didn't he also grant clemency to some of his campaign staff members or something that were or do something, like, again, I don't know if people know about that, but I'm just wondering, didn't he do something with some of his people too? So in the midst of it, everybody's talking about the rapper and he let some black people off. And what's he gonna do?
Yeah, because Roger Stone, he got Roger Stone pardoned. And I think it might be one or two other people he pardoned. He pardoned Joe Arpaio. He pardoned. Huh? Paul Manafort.
George Papadopoulos.
Yep.
Stephen K. Bannon, Michael Flynn.
Steve Bannon got a pardon. Who else? Michael Flynn. Yep. Michael Flynn got a pardon.
George Papadopoulos.
Yeah.
Paul Manafort, Roger Stone. Yeah, 5. There was 5 of them. Those 5.
And then he pardoned what's his name from Arizona? Joe Arpaio, the sheriff guy. Because I forgot what he did.
Oh, Little Wayne.
Yeah, Little Wayne. Yep.
Little Wayne too.
Yeah.
He pardoned 143 people.
Yeah.
Kodak Black. I guess there was 4. Little Wayne. Which, this kind of shit is the kind of stuff that don't make no sense to me at all.
Oh, and somebody said, DJ says, he got Lamar Ball's son out of China. But Lamar says he didn't do nothing. So we don't know I don't know if you can count him. LeVar.
He got him out of China.
Okay, remember, LeVar Ball, and he has the sons that play basketball. Well, one of his sons went to China and stole some glasses, and they threw him in jail, and they said that Trump got him out, and that LeVar, who was a really outspoken dude, I don't know if you're familiar with him, but pretty outspoken. Well, Trump said that LeVar wasn't grateful because he helped the son, and LeVar said he didn't do nothing. So I don't know. But Trump does try to take claim for everything. Do you know that he said the reason why the economy is so good right now because they are anticipating him getting reelected?
Is he out of his mind?
No. I don't think so. I think that Donald Trump is the greatest con man that ever walked on 2 feet. I don't think he's out of his mind. I think he knows that his supporters are out of their mind, though. Because why wouldn't you say that? I mean, why wouldn't you say that? Because they're going to believe it. Whatever comes out of your mouth, they're going to believe. And then if you have to explain why the economy is so good right now, it's because, let's see, when's November 11? What are we in 9 months down the road? They're happy about it now. They're happy about the election in November because they think he's going to win. So they're firing up the economy now.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the fact that the interest rates are dropping again. And I mean, it has nothing to do with the fact that we are in a cyclical capitalism environment that cyclically does the same things over and over again, and that we're in absolute control of all of it. So that has nothing to do with the fact that the economy is quote unquote on the rise again, right? It's all about Trump being reelected. Come on. The stuff is it's just literal idiocy.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. I know this is a cliche nowadays, but make it make sense to me. Please make it make sense to me because it doesn't.
Yeah.
And again, I'm almost an outsider looking in, if you will, honestly.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make any sense at all.
As are most people, because most people don't even pay attention. Most people are not into politics. You know, they want to get off work, go watch the shows, and that's pretty much it, and then figure out what's going on, you know, in like October or something, right? Mm-hmm. So, but I'm about to be in the dark here. I don't have no lights, and it's getting dark. So hold on, and I'm gonna get off this live, and then we'll continue our discussion.
Okay.
This is the Hood Trucker for the Hood Trucker News. Check out the description. It's been an awesome discussion. So check out the description how you can become a member. And again, it's the Hood Trucker for the Hood Trucker News.